quick that time. Welcome back to one of my favorite sports podcasts, Frizz and the Grizz, with your host Trudeau and my guy, D Frizzy Frizz.
Hello and welcome back to Frizz and the Grizz. It's your boy Trudeau. Thank you for joining us live Monday, April 20th. You can catch us live on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook. Check out that Twitch handle at dfrizzy_frizz5. Or you can find the podcast next day on all their podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, all those good places. Remember, hook your boys up, rate, subscribe, and review. Good show for you today. We're talking about the NBA. We're talking about playoff matchups round one. I think last time we met, we were right before the play-in. Play-ins are over at this point, and we are right in the thick of things with round one kicking off. We have a couple sample sizes, right? Game one is done for everyone. I think tonight, as we're recording, we have a couple game two, so we'll see if we can sneak some of that information there as well. But first, D, what it do, man? How you doing?
What up, brother? What up? Happy Monday. How's everything with you?
Happy Monday, indeed. I'm good, man. I'm battling the the date thing, the live show ticker on the stream. It keeps disappearing on me. I think I fixed it though. Finally,
there we go. April 20th, 420 for those that remember. That actually caught me so off guard because somebody had made a comment at work today. They were like, "Happy 420," and I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Oh, I forget that I work with a bunch of like younger people, like younger generation people," and I'm like, "Dude." That whole 420 smoking thing has been a thing of the past for almost 15 years. I was not thinking of that date until somebody brought it up, and I was like, "What are you even talking about?" Oh, okay. Like it took me a while.
Well, you never. I don't think you was a big weed smoker, anyways, back in the day.
No,
you never did.
But it's just you remember it though. Like you knew what the date was like signified, and I just 100% did not. Until like I had to like think about like what do you talk why is there significance behind? Oh, okay.
Plus, you live in North Carolina, man. They'll throw your ass in jail.
Not anymore. I feel like there's dispensaries all over the place here.
Oh, you guys legalized it. Good for y'all.
I'm pretty sure. At least there's dispensaries. I'll say that.
Yeah, 420 Marathon Monday as well. I love watching the marathon when it's on. Do you watch any of that?
I mean, I can't from here, but
you don't have it on TV?
Why would they have the Boston Marathon?
And other national thing, ESPN presents it.
Oh, I had ESPN on all day today, and the only thing they talked about was the draft. That was it.
That irks me, by the way. Just a little
draft and playoffs.
that should it annoys me. I was at the gym this morning, and like they had the morning talk shows on ESPN, and they're going on about the NFL draft. I'm like, we just had a great game of basketball, like a great slate of basketball games this weekend. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
So somebody said something, and I was like, I know we're going off on a tangent, but like I feel like this could wrap it up for us. Somebody had said something that I was like, I never thought of it that way, where we football players always relate the draft to like the beginning of the new season. Like, oh, it's fresh, it's the new season, and we always signify the Super Bowl as the end of football season. But then there's still training camps. There's the trade deadline. There's the free agency. There's a lot of stuff that's after the Super Bowl. And somebody's like, no, like, I think if you put it this way, like the draft is literally the end of the football season. Because when like there's a lot of attention that goes away from sports like basketball and baseball and March Madness when the NFL is still around. But this little drop that we'll have from April to like June, July-ish when camps start, that's when you see more baseball and you see more basketball headlines after the draft. I was like, that's actually not a bad take because of what you just said. I pulled up ESPN today and there was really no talk about the playoffs. Where's Jeremiah Love going? You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. So like, if you think about it, it's like, it's still technically, I guess, football season until Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then we're like, all right, cool. Now the NBA playoffs, now the NHL playoffs, now midseason for baseball.
I still think it's lame because you know they're going to talk about the NFL draft all weekend, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday about who was the biggest draft. It's like, come on, guys. NBA playoffs are here. Enough of the NFL. Speaking of NBA playoffs, let's go right into it. D, I'm gonna get right into the first matchup I want to talk
Go
about.
ahead. I know you want to.
There's only one way to open it up.
Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic, Orlando Magic,
Play my fucking song. These motherfuckers, these Orlando Magic, they sucked me back in, man. I'm fucking back, baby. I don't 83 games of absolute garbage basketball from the Orlando Magic. And they beat the absolute brakes off everyone's darling, the Charlotte Hornets. Okay. Like I'm an Orlando Magic fan, for those who don't know. I was happy. I was like, if this season ends now, I got something to be happy about. And then they go play the Pistons and steal game 1, the 8th seed on the road.
Steal's a great word.
And D, and we'll get into some of what's going on, but D, it's got me thinking crazy things now.
Of course.
I was thinking, man, why not us?
Oh.
The Miami Heat, only 3 years ago were the 8th seed and made it to the NBA Finals. Why not your Orlando Magic? But seriously, how awesome must it have been to be a Heat fan when they made that run to the finals? I know we all joked on my clown on them quite a bit, but like that must have been awesome to be a Heat fan for that run.
Electric during that, because there was no expectations. You were playing with house money, and then all of a sudden Jimmy Butler was carrying you to an NBA Finals. Like that's that feeling must have been unreal for those Southern Florida fans. Look, you told me to taper expectations the year that LSU beat Alabama and they had like one loss. Like, this is our year. Like, we can make the playoff with one loss. We could probably make it with 2. We just can't make it with 3. And it was like we were 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, and then we beat Bama. And it's just like, we went from maybe we could do something in the SEC championship. You like, D, calm it down. You still got to play Oklahoma. You still got to play so and so after. And they lost to those teams. And I was like, okay, well, you're right. It's just and I was like, expectations changed once something happens in the season. And LSU beat Alabama that year. They weren't supposed to at home. And I was like, now it's national championship or bust. Like, you can't just be happy with a 10-win season after you beat Alabama. So what I'm going to tell you is it is a great win. Can you build off of this? Yes. We'll pump the brakes. Let's see if they can take one in at home. I know they got one in Detroit. Let's see if they can take one at home. And if they do, that's when it gets interesting. People can have a bad game. This chalk it up as a bad game for the Pistons. But if you can win one at home, that's when it gets interesting.
All right, let's actually talk about the game itself, because I'm gonna be honest, like I'm just bullshitting. If they make a crazy run, it'd be so much fun. But like, I'm just gonna relish in these 2 wins.
Take it one game at a time.
I've had no fun this season with this Magic team. Okay, here's what's going on in the series so far, and this is why it's a red flag for the Pistons. The Pistons have buttered their bread, excuse me, flipped it the wrong way, this season on 2 things. Number one, we're the big physical tough team. We're the Detroit Pistons. Like, we're the rough and tumble gang.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get you in a rock fight. The Orlando Magic love rock fights, man. Like, that is their style of basketball.
They muddy it up in the paint. That's what they do. They can't shoot, so they have to.
The style the Detroit Pistons play is what Orlando wants to play anyways. The second thing that is a big red flag for the Pistons is they have reverted a little bit back to their old ways in game 1. And what I say by that is it's Cade ball, right? The evolution of the Detroit Pistons this year has been, hey, Cade's going to be more of a facilitator. We're going to have Cade with like a 10 assist game, 11 assist game. He's going to be hovering around double watch. And we had Jalen Duren emerge as a second fiddle on this team. All-star this year, fringe all-NBA case. Jalen Duren in this game against Orlando Magic, minus 21 plus minus on the court. Mm-hmm. And he put up, I think, 8 points, 3 or 4 shooting, right? He was invisible. So now what we're seeing is By the way, Cade was fantastic. Like, he scared me, the living hell out of me every time he touched the ball because he's been amazing all year. Fantastic in this game. But it's just Cade. It's Cade versus the Orlando Magic. And I'm going to be honest, on paper, I forget whatever you've seen from the Magic this season. If you just started at the beginning of the season, you looked on paper, Orlando roster, Detroit roster, who has a better roster, the top 7? Orlando Magic. Right? So it's like, it's Cade doing his thing. I think he had 37 points against the Magic in game 1. 39. Nobody else showed up. And Orlando, on the flip side, did what they haven't been doing all season, is they put up a team effort. It wasn't Paulo backing down for 8 seconds and then forcing up a terrible pass. It was, we're going to make a concerted effort as a team. Attack. Don't settle for jump shots. Attack the rim, get fouled. That is the Orlando Magic team that excited me last year with their style of basketball. Physicality, aggression, attacking the paint. They went away from it completely during the regular season for 83 games. And for some godforsaken reason, they decided when their back was against the wall, against the Charlotte Hornets, we're going to start playing our brand of basketball again. And they look like a completely different team right now.
I want to make sure that we're, again, pumping the brakes on how things happened. The Detroit Pistons played one of the worst games that they had all season. And I know you said that Cade Ball is what he had flirted with, which made him an MVP candidate, was potentially like a triple-double threat, right?
Yeah.
30 a game, 8 assists, 8 boards. He was on pace for that. This happened to be a game that the Pistons could not shoot. I think I had read something note-wise that said that in assist scenarios, not saying that every single one is going to be, but in assist scenarios, Cade was like 4 for 17, meaning like he set up people the way that he's supposed to, and there was damn near 14, 13 misses from Duncan Robinson, Jalen Duran in the paint, Thompson trying to finish in the paint. So like he wasn't not.
You missed the big one too. Tobias Harris, Ofer.
Like he wasn't not trying to set people up. It just happened to become Cade Ball because they couldn't score. So like that's why I'm like, all right, yes, he had to revert back to just like scoring to have to be the guy to do this because nobody else was able to do anything. And I mean, Tobias Harris, I don't even think of him as a player because like he's just never going to show up in the playoffs for anybody that he plays for. This just happened to be that bad game. Do I expect it to continue? No, they're going to find ways for it. But the problem that I have is that Duran, I don't know, is it Duran or Duran?
Duran is the musical artist.
One of them. That's
Duran,
what I want to hear.
Jalen
Duran. His interior game against this team, I think, is going to hurt them because they have Franz, they have Wendell Carter, and I'm pretty sure they threw out. There was somebody else that was out there that was bullying them. It wasn't just Paulo, but there was another body. I'm like,
Goga.
Might be. I don't. You know the team more than I. But there was 3 guys that they threw at him, and it's the Jokic treatment where like he's not Jokic. So I'm not saying he is, but eventually you get tired when you can rotate bodies in the paint
against Cade.
No, against Durant. Duran on defense. Yeah, one of them. I just know that they were switching multiple people that were down there. Let Cade be Cade. But if we take away this interior threat, this guy that's an average 15 and 12, like, and it's like a bully 15 and 12 that keeps you in games, if he can't do that, then you have to rely on shooting from non-shooters and Cade Cunningham. So like that's what I think they'll figure out a way to make him more involved versus the people that they had to throw at him for game 1.
I agree that Detroit will start shooting better. Like that was a great stat, and that's an accurate stat. 4 of 17 assist attempts from his shooters. And Detroit shot 31% from 3. That's a horrendous number that won't repeat. 10 of 32. But what if I told you that the Orlando Magic had a horrible offensive game as well? The Orlando Magic shot worse from 3. 29%, 10 of 30, 10 of 30, 34. So like, while I agree that there would be a regression to the mean from Detroit shooting, Orlando won by 11 and didn't play their best offensive game as well. So like that, again, that is alarming. I think it's going to improve for Detroit, but the biggest problem with this team is their big trade deadline move was to get Kevin Huerter, who, like, when I was watching the game, when he got the ball, I'm like, great, give the ball to Kevin Huerter. I'm happy about that. they don't have a second fiddle. Duran was supposed to be the second fiddle, but his offensive game has just disappeared so far in the
Wasn't.
beginning of this.
It
And
was not supposed to be Duran.
I do wonder, like, the Cade injury, while he is back, right, from the collapsed lung, this is a Pistons team that basically did not have to put full effort the past 3 weeks, the last 3 weeks of the regular season, and then they had a week off into the playoffs. So you have a team who hasn't been playing high leverage games in a while. And it's weird to say this, but like there is a slight advantage to winning in the play-in and making it that way, especially if you're the Orlando Magic, winning the play-in the fashion they did, where they're coming in like, we're already ready for war. We've been in war. And Detroit has been sitting around for near a month because games haven't mattered for them. And they're trying to reincorporate everyone back and find a flow. And it can work against a team that's not super aggressive on defense. But Orlando's like, hey, we were the 8th seed. We are the 8th seed now. We're just going to be aggressive as hell. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But right now, that aggression is like a lot for the Pistons. And it's really gunking up their offense.
Attack. And that's what they were doing, which you didn't really see too often in the regular season. I mean, you can attest to that. The only thing I won't say argue against, but just be like, I don't think that was the intention. Duran wasn't supposed to be their second option. It was supposed to be Malik Beasley. That team, you make that face. Malik Beasley was the guy that helped them in their playoff run last year when they had gone up against the Knicks. Like he's the guy he was spreading the offense. They brought in Kevin Huerter to potentially shoot like Malik Beasley. He can't. Duncan Robinson hasn't been the same since he left Miami. So that's who they were supposed to have as their second offensive threat. And without him being there, you're relying on Tobias Harris in the playoffs and mid-range to in the paint big that can't stretch the floor.
They replaced Malik Beasley with Duncan Robinson. It's not a one-to-one fit. The problem is they don't have any ball handlers outside of Cade.
Oh, there's no creator. Yeah, there's no creator.
Orlando can be ultra aggressive with Cade, throw two bodies on him. And if the ball gets out of Cade's hand and it's not a catch and shoot, it's like, oh shit, I can't really do much. Mm-hmm. The only person that like they think Detroit needs to get him going if they're going to find some success right now is I know Denise Jenkins had a really bad game shooting. I think he was 1 for 6, but Denise Jenkins is actually very good and one of the best defenders watching the game. I thought that Detroit's best perimeter defender in that game was Denise Jenkins because he was the only guy in Detroit that stopped Orlando from turning the corner and getting to the basket. He was very, very good defensively. They need some more offensive output because they need that second ball handler because outside of Cade, there's no one else to run the offense.
That's the G League guy though, right?
He is now, he was a two-way. He is now full-time. He's good though. He's a good player.
I'm not saying he's not. No, I heard this exact same thing and I was just like, there's a reason why he's in the G League, right? There's the reason why. Can he be a great player? Absolutely. I'm not knocking that, but that's not what you need right now. You need a second playmate, somebody that can handle the ball for 8 seconds without it being like, oh God, we're in some trouble. Like that, relieving of pressure because it's not going to get any easier. Should they? I'm not saying that like it's going to be an automatic sweep, but should they get past Orlando, I'm just speaking in the futures. Should Detroit get past them, they're going to most likely have their Harden and no. I think they're on the other side. Yeah, no. They're gonna have Harden and Donovan Mitchell.
Oh no, you're right. They're the 1 seed. Yeah,
like they're gonna have to have scoring. It doesn't get any easier from here. This isn't a knock on the Magic, but this is the lower ended offensive firepower team that's in their way. If they're supposed to be the dominant 1 seed that we thought they were, they built their team off of defense and playmaking from Cade. That core gonna shrink in the playoffs, and you're gonna need to put the ball in the bucket. And if they can't do that against Orlando, if they get past Orlando, I'm not saying it's over and like automatic Orlando's gonna beat them because they figured them out game 1. But should they get past them, you're gonna have offensive firepower literally every single series after. This is the easiest path for you, and it's not doesn't look good when you lose game 1 the way you lost game 1.
No, the Pistons' approach of we good in the East. To quote Ja, we good in the West. We good in the East. We're not going to make a big trade deadline move. Was horrible decision making because this. I get it. The Celtics are quote unquote back. Like they're not 100%, but they're back. But this was their opportunity. They refused to seize it to hold on to their assets, and now like they could be facing an embarrassing round one exit.
Not good. I don't want to say that yet. I need to see a second game. I need to see a second game and how they respond, because
they'll win game
they
2.
should, but it's not how they win. It's not them winning game 2. It's how they win game 2. If they skate by a home victory, like a 5-point win at home, that's not good, because you got to go on. I'm telling you, if Orlando wins, they've already done what they needed to do. You take one on the road. That's it. If you can take one at home, it puts so much pressure on Detroit that they have to now win 2 out of 3. You have to hope, and that's not an easy thing to do.
Crazy stat, and I might have the number of years wrong. Did you see the stat about last time the Pistons won a home playoff game?
It's like 2007.
Yeah, 2007.
Unbelievable.
Almost 19, 18 years now.
Like, that pressure adds up, dog. I know people are like, oh no, it's just like you're not thinking about. No. What they're hearing, everybody, and even if you just turned off social media, when you're driving to work, radio station, you're just going to practice, you're hearing everybody talk about it. Like, hey, this was supposed to be our best team. This is supposed to be our best team in 20 years. Well, how do we lose at home? And they're going to win. They're going to win game 2. But it's not going to come down to just them winning. It has to be a convincing, stress-relieving blowout win. Because if it is a close game, that's when the red flags and antennas go up and go, uh-oh, this could be 6. This could be 6 or 7, and that's not what you want first round.
Yeah, I mean, Orlando's obviously super confident after their past two games. You need to stomp out that confidence and make them embarrassed again.
Yes.
Just before one last thing, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Coach Mosley, maybe they're playing 5D chess. Maybe they said, hey, we're going to be dog shit and hide everything. For 83 games, we're going to hide all of our stuff. And then when the playoffs come, we're going to switch it all on. 5D chess, man. You buy
I don't want to go to. I mean, we could go to.
I'm joking.
No. Well, I can segue into the next series if you're going to go that route. And it's not going to be. I know we could talk about the Lakers. That's not the one I'm talking about. It's the Knicks. It's the Knicks series with what you just said. So somebody brought this up, and I was like, I mean, they're up right now, and they should beat the crap out of the Hawks. Somebody said this, and I was like, I like this take. I think it might have been your boy Windy, but with Coach Tibbs, every single game was a grind for the Knicks. It was like, that's just how he coached. It was when he was in Chicago, brought the same type of mentality and tenacity into New York. And when you got to the playoffs, you're like, where's their extra gear? We're seeing that extra gear from New York right now. Like, we're seeing Cat play and go, oh, when did this?
I told you.
Yeah, but like you go, where did this come from? Because like they haven't had to worry about gassing themselves for, was it 48 minutes for 39 minutes per game as a starter. You know what I'm saying? Like they
lower end too.
I get that, but like you understand what I mean by this. Like they played game 1 against the Hawks, and like you looked at it, go, this looks like a completely different team. This, like, they're playing more efficient. They're aggressive. Obviously, it makes it a lot easier when you're the home team playing in New York, right? Like when you're playing at the Garden, you get a lot more momentum, especially if you play on a Saturday or Sunday. But I looked at that team and I was like, these guys, they look for real. And obviously the Hawks are going to do what they can. You know, I think, who was it that gave up like the most points? I think it was CJ. I think it might have been CJ McCollum. If it wasn't CJ McCollum, then it might have been somebody else. But like CJ McCollum being the leading scorer, that's not a recipe for victory, right?
He was.
Yeah, he was. Okay, so it's not that recipe for victory. But you can get out there and you got Jalen Brunson going off for damn near 30 and Cat on an efficient 25 off the 50%. Like, I'll take that. I think he even had he's just under for a double-double for boards. Josh Hart goes out there and gets rebounds, which is still insane to me. But the Knicks played very efficient on their against the Hawks. I look at that, go, ooh, I wasn't expecting them to come out the way that they did. I thought this was going to be a struggle series.
Yeah, Towns has a big advantage in the series. They're struggling to contain him, especially his pick and pop ability, right? I think at some point in the game they started to switch their matchups. I think they started with Okongwu on him, and they ended up by switching and put Dyson Daniels on him because Okongwu couldn't stick with him on the perimeter.
Yep.
And that just throws the entire Hawks defense in disarray because now you have to switch everyone. Like, oh, you were guarding him, now you're guarding him, and it's just they are already searching for answers midway through game 1. The Hawks, a very bad sign. I think for the Hawks too, they're going to be in some trouble going forward because again, you're dealing with Towns who you're struggling with already, and Mitch Robinson, who's an offensive rebounding machine. I think Okongwu grabbed an injury at the end of that game, game one. I don't know. Are they playing tonight?
Yeah, they're on right now. I'd have to check.
Okay, they're on right now. So if you want to check if Okongwu is playing, but if he's missing right now, that puts them at a huge disadvantage because they were already missing Jock Landale, their backup center.
He's out there.
He's out there. That's good. So that is one positive. But as far as like, you know, the Knicks are concerned, right? We criticized them in the past about their depth. Depth still isn't great, I would say. But like if you look on the flip side, who they're playing in the Hawks, like there's no one they can trust. They played 7 guys in game 1. They tried Zachary Ricochet out there. He was over 3 in 2 minutes, and he got yanked after 2 minutes. And like
got the Bronny James treatment.
Yeah, it's a tough look for the Hawks. You know, like, as the saying goes, the series hasn't started yet. Like we'll see if they go down 2-0 tonight. Like it's not over until the road team gets a W. But yeah, I mean after game 1, and obviously it's going to be a old take after game 2 because it's playing right now. But yeah, the Knicks look like the better team right now, top to bottom.
Not only that. So you talked about them trying to figure out Cat on the perimeter. It wasn't even that. Cat was in the post.
Yeah,
he had 10 free throws as a big, which means he's just getting hacked anytime he was down there. That's not a good sign for Atlanta. I don't want to beat a dead horse with this. I think that game was more of like a wow. I didn't expect this to happen from the Knicks. I didn't think they had this in them, the extra gear, because usually they don't have that going into the playoffs. They kind of just play their same ISO Brunson ball, and Cat was on a different level. We'll say that. So kudos to them. They're up right now. I know it's early, but they're up against the Hawks right now.
Yeah, I'm just pulling up the box score now. I was going to say if the Hawks do stand a chance to pull this thing back and win the series, they're going to need Nikhil Alexander Walker, the guy who's probably going to win Most Improved Player this year, because he's kind of like dynamite off. Well, he was off the bench, but he's a dynamite scorer. Like he could have big pop off games. Game 1 was rough for him, where a quarter into game 2 right now as we're recording this, 0 for 2, 0 points. Like they're going to need something out of him because you can't just sit there and rely on CJ McCollum, who's 55 years old, to be your leading scorer, like you said.
Not a thing. But we don't got to keep with that one. You know which one I want to talk about next.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Lakers Rockets. That's interesting to me. That second game's not tipping off, I think, until Wednesday.
Tuesday.
It's a tomorrow game. Are you sure?
Tuesday and then Friday. Yeah, they get random 3-day breaks, which I don't.
You're right.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. Well, we know why. We know why they got the random big break.
They got blessed by the scheduling. Just saying.
There's an agenda. There's an agenda. There's a Lakers agenda.
They're trying to get Luka back. But that being said, I told you before when we were doing our predictions, Houston not having a point guard gonna hurt them. Houston not having a point guard and Durant being out is going to kill them. And it took a while for them to I would say like brought in the gap. It happened midway through the third quarter, but Luke Kennard, wow. He exploded from 3. You want to talk about having heat check. He was coming off of screens. I was chatting everybody else like that. JJ Redick is calling plays for Luke Kennard like he was at Duke. Like that's what you were setting up. And that's different than what you're used to with the Lakers. So you can have all this scouting. Obviously you got Luka, who's an ISO dominant ball. And then you got LeBron, who needs the ball in his hands to basically be effective, whether he's scoring or he's passing. And then you found a guy, obviously AR, he's the creator, but now you have a guy which very minimal trade deadline move, right? Doesn't move the needle. I even said it's not a guy that's going to win a championship for you, but it's a great piece. And Luke Kennard being able to be a spot up shooter while Rui's in the paint, hitting everything in the mid range. I called him Sean Livingston 2.0. Like every mid range shot that he took was cash. And I don't care for him, but DeAndre Ayton played pretty good. He played pretty decent in the post. So like you got pieces that in a series, although they were the 3 seed, you looked at it and go, no, Houston's going to win this one. And then percentages kind of flipped because of the injuries. If the Lakers can get their guys back healthy, it's going to make round 2 interesting if they can get by the Rockets. We'll see how Tuesday goes. I can't think that Amen Thompson is going to go and have a dud of a game that he had. I don't think he's going to be like that, but they can't shoot. And Reed Shepard isn't going to be, Jason Kidd out there. He's a shooting point guard and he's undersized.
All right. I mean, you didn't go super hot on it, so that's good. I was gonna say pump the brakes because there are some damning stats. Like,
Go ahead.
that's like extreme outliers for the Lakers and Rockets in this game.
Okay.
The shooting numbers are absolutely bananas. Like on both sides of the equation, these shooting numbers will never repeat in the series.
They were shooting 70% in the first quarter.
I guarantee. I'll give you the Charles guarantee on this. For the game one, Lakers shot 61% from the field, 53% from three. I don't care if you're the best 3-point shooter I've ever seen in my life. I don't care if, I guess if you're Steph Curry in an open gym, you're going to hit all those shots. But like 53% from three is not a repeatable number. On the flip side, the Rockets shot 38% from the field, which is like, ugh, and 33% from three. So like extreme shooting variance on both sides. Now I will say this, to your defense, there was extreme variance on the number of possessions in this game. Offensive rebounding was a huge factor for the Rockets to keep this game within 9. It was a 9-point victory for the Lakers. They had 21 offensive rebounds to the Lakers 3. So that's 18 extra possessions right there. And also the turnover game favored the Rockets by 5. So we're talking 23 extra possessions the Rockets had in this game. They still lost because of the abhorrent shooting.
Terrible.
The shooting was horrible. I do think this is going to balance out a little bit. The one thing that I would say is this. You're a Lakers fan, so maybe you have some more insight as to me. From my perspective, the shooting is more of a fluke than the offensive second chance points is. Meaning, I think the shooting will regress more than the offensive rebounding because the Rockets have made their identity second chance points. I don't know if the Lakers are a poor rebounding team in general, but like my point being, I do think while I think the offensive rebounding will come down a little bit, right? Well, it's not going to be an 18-point advantage. The Rockets will still win that category by 5 to 10 offensive rebounds, but the shooting's going to come back to like earth, and it's going to be relatively similar.
I don't think the shooting is though. I really don't.
You think Luke Kennard's going to go 100% from three every game?
No, I don't think that. But I think he's going to find spots to get open. The Houston Rockets are not like a dominating defensive team.
They are. That's what they're supposed to be.
They're not when KD's. Hear me out. They're not when KD's not out there, because when you have the guaranteed bucket, you can play aggressive on defense. When you don't, and you have to exert more effort on offense, that's less effort you can give on defense. That's why you have Amen Thompson go 7 for 17. I think Alfred Şengün 6 for 19. They don't have somebody that's creating for them on offense for them to not say take a break, but less effort has to be given. So yeah, that's cool that they get all those offensive boards, but they can't do anything with them because they're exhausting themselves on offense trying to create, which makes it harder for them to play defense on the other end. That's what I mean by that. Also, is Luke going to shoot like that? No, but I think there's an advantage with people might not like this one. What was the thing that held back the Boston Celtics when Ime Udoka was the coach? Wasn't the best play caller. He just was not. He had great talent and he could manage them. Was not a great play caller. JJ Redick is running circles around Ime Udoka right now with play calling. It wasn't just Luke, but he was able to get, I think it was Rui in the mid-range consistently. Just ISO, move this guy around, and then let LeBron handle somebody said he was like in his Magic Johnson phase right now. Like, that's kind of funny. But like, let LeBron handle like everything else. I'm going to scheme up for Rui. I'm going to scheme up for Luke. LeBron, you handle everything else. And it's working. It's one game. Again, I'll pump the brakes saying it's just one game. But that one game was very telling. And I know you were talking about the stats with the 70%. That's why I didn't mention the first quarter. That was incredible. Second quarter, they shot like 30%. So like that's where it came down.
They went back up. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the third quarter. I was like, all right, this is where the adjustments happened. And then the Houston Rockets, they couldn't adjust after that. It
sounds like Kevin Durant's probably trending to play on Tuesday.
That's not what I heard.
He was at practice today, and he was spotted moving around much better with the knee.
That's good. I literally read something saying that he is questionable as like a potential not playing tomorrow.
Well, we know this. I think this can be taken as fact. I think we'll see Kevin Durant before we see either Austin Reeves or Luka in the series.
Yeah, they're not coming in the series.
And the Rockets, while a loss sucks, it's a road loss. So
Mhm.
we're not losing those vital home games. It's a great win for the Lakers. I don't want to take anything away from what the Lakers did. I just don't know how repeatable their performance is the remainder of the series. Like, you're going to have some good shooting nights, but like what they shot in this game one is absurd, and it's statistically not repeatable.
It can. I know what you're saying. It's just
Yeah, it can.
unlikely to happen. But who's to say that this isn't the Luke Kennard coming out party?
I think we're gonna agree to disagree in this one. Like, of the game ones, we had two upsets, and I'm putting upsets in air quotes because, like, while the Lakers were the home team, I think the line closed it. They were 2.5-point underdogs.
Oh, no, I wouldn't call this an upset, but yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
The Magic's game was an upset.
the Magic was a clear upset, but like, yeah, the Lakers gambling wise was the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
What quote unquote underdog in the series has a better chance of pulling the quote unquote upset? The Lakers beating the Rockets or the Magic beating the Pistons?
The Lakers beating the Lakers beating the Rockets.
I figured we would agree to disagree on this one.
You think that the Magic have a better chance of beating the Pistons?
Yes, I think what the Magic did was more likely to repeat, and I think the Magic stealing a game on the road as their victory, puts a little bit more
Pressure.
a little pressure, a little more pressure versus the Lakers. While they won again, great win, taking nothing away. It's a home win. You have to win at home. But that being said, if they can get this to 6? I know you said there's no way AR comes back and Luka comes back. They can get to like 6 or 7, especially the way round 1 is played out. It's like round 1's literally like 3 weeks of basketball.
True. Very true.
You could see one of them return by the end of the series. Now, the only thing that's different is Kevin Durant's going to come back. He doesn't have to get his body ready for conditioning. Like, he's missing a game with a knee injury. With Reeves and with Doncic, they're both gone for extended period of time. They're not going to be in basketball shape as soon as they get back. So, like, I don't know what type of limitations will be on those guys.
Most likely a minute restriction. I just see it as, even if it's game 7, you would need them to be 100% healthy for round 2. Because I think round 2, they draw the Thunder. So, like,
I will say this. You still have this in your back pocket. As a Lakers fan,
Bronny?
the NBA loves them, the Lakers. You haven't got your insane free throw game yet. Only 26 attempts on the line. There's going to be at least one game in this series where they get like 53 free throw attempts.
They don't have somebody that's aggressive enough to get 53 free throw attempts. If they had Luka, then I'd be with you. But they don't have somebody that's out there right now that's going to get that many attempts.
Wild stat. I was just looking at some of the numbers.
You going to go over OKC stats?
No, just on the Rockets Lakers. The Rockets shot 68% from the free throw line. I'm like, well, that's going to regress back. Like, they shot like shit. I bet the Lakers shot like 90%. The Lakers shot 65% from free throw. Both teams shot like horrendous from free throw in that game.
They're both bad free throw shooting teams. They just happen to be spiked by their better shooters, which is AR and Luka, who's not playing, and KD, who's not playing. So everybody else is trash. LeBron is a 72% free throw shooter. Like, it's not good. Şengün, good night. Like, Thompson at the line, ugh. Like, they're all very bad free throw shooters.
Şengün's so disappointing.
He can be so much better than he is. And every time he gets the ball, I'm like, okay, he's going to do something cool here. Like, he's a triple threat, like, player.
Yeah.
Triple double threat. I meant to say that. That's the type of player he is. He can get you 12, 12, and 12, honestly. And then, like, he gets the ball sometimes. You're like, what are you doing? Why did you try to post up from 3-point line? And it turns into a turnover.
I remember the first game of the season, this man came out and hit like 4 or 5 threes, and we're like, oh, the league is better on notice. And ever since then, it's gone away. And he was just awful in the past 2 months of the season. I don't know what's going on there. You mentioned the Thunder. Did you want to talk on the Thunder?
Just a quick one. I don't think this is a series that's going to cause anybody any type of like uncertainty. This is one of those, I just hope everybody stays healthy, because this is a series that once you get under the skin of someone like although Jalen Green, he cooled off prior to going into this game. He was on a hot streak throughout the play-in, and you got to the Thunder and they were like, step down. But like, you got to deal with Dillon Brooks,
by the way.
Yeah. You got to deal with Dillon Brooks. Grayson Allen didn't play, but like, you just got to make sure that you get out of this series healthy. And Shea didn't play great at all. and they still won by damn near 40. Like that's just how strong this team is. I feel bad for Devin Booker because he's busting his ass out there doing everything that he can, and it just does not matter. No matter how good he is, unless he's dropping 60 a game, and even if he's dropping 60, his team will probably still lose by 30 in this one.
Yeah. Shout out to Book, by the way. Just a guy who I think he's a one-team guy, seems like, and he's not unhappy being there.
Where he's at now, though, in his career, if he went somewhere, nobody would be mad. He brought his team to the finals. Like, he's done what he could to try to win for Phoenix. They had Kevin Durant. They had who else was there?
Bradley Beal. Yeah.
Well, it was Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. I'll say that. Like, that's a good enough combo to get you something. So if it doesn't work out for him and he wants to fly down to South Central LA, hey man, come retire like Klay Thompson in LA. Like, go come be the third option in LA next to Luka Doncic, even though they hate each other.
The only note I had on the Thunder Suns game I thought that was interesting, just maybe worth the discussion, is all year Mark Daigneault, head coach of the Thunder, have been playing like 10, 11 deep on his roster, and he can, because this is a super talented roster.
They play 15 players. They
have, I don't know, their 11th guy could probably start on a lot of bad NBA teams.
The Chicago Bulls. Yes.
Yeah.
If Cason Wallace was an everyday starter, I mean, if Cason Wallace wasn't on this team, he'd be an everyday starter.
Yes, absolutely. He's coming.
If Isaiah Joe wasn't on this team, he'd be a fringe starter on a lot of teams, like the Washington Wizards.
AJ Mitchell would be starting on a lot of NBA teams.
A lot of these players are.
Big J Williams would be starting on a lot of NBA teams.
Your boy Nikola Topic, though, I don't know about him. You said you wanted him on your expansion team. I don't know about that, man.
He's had some adversity. Let him get back. But the thing I'm curious about is, even in this game against the Suns, they went 8 deep, basically, more or less, as far as like bigger minutes. They only went 8 deep, but that they cut out Alex Caruso. So like, Mark Daigneault throughout this regular season has not shown his hand as like, hey, these are my core 8, core 9 guys. He's been playing everyone. And even today, like, he hasn't really showed his hand, and the fact that, like, yeah, he played 8, but like, is Caruso not going to be part of his playoff 8? Like, what is the long-term plan? Because, like, I get it. It's the Suns. It's going to be Thunder in 4 most likely. But when you get to probably, the conference finals would be your toughest opponents, and the Spurs, or we're just guessing the Spurs or the Nuggets, what is your lineups going to look like, right?
Caruso's going to be in there, dude.
Yeah. So like, are they going to play 9 deep? Are they going to play 9 deep then? Like, I don't like that. I want my best players playing, 36 to 39 minutes in the playoffs.
I don't know who you sit, but Caruso's not going to be one of them.
Yeah.
He's too much of a threat two-way wise to sit.
So we'll see. That's just the one thing I was like curious about. I'm like, that's interesting. I mean, I'm curious to see some more data on this. And it could be just a thing where, like, hey, we blew him out. Like, we're not playing anyone to big minutes and just get everyone in the game.
I would say it's more of the latter, what you just said, versus anything else.
I feel like the last couple, we've gone through half of them. We're rat-tat-tat the last couple. Boston Celtics versus Philadelphia 76ers. Not much of a game. I think they won by 30-plus points.
I love the story behind the 76ers, but they just happened to draw. Is it fair to say the best? I mean, I don't want to, I guess, I know that we got dead air right now, but because I'm thinking, I don't want to say that they're better than the Thunder, but dude, the Celtics they're the second best team in the league right now. And it hurts to say they're better than the Spurs.
I disagree, but that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. The reason why I say they're better than the Spurs, and we can talk about that.
You can make an argument with that.
It's a flip flop, but to me, I would say they're better than the Spurs because the Spurs offense, I don't think is as juggernaut as the Celtics offense, and the Celtics defense can be as good as the Spurs defense. Not that they have a Wemby by any means, but they have the wing depth on every position to defend people 1 through 5. And you're getting Tatum, who's on triple-double watch every game now. Wasn't expecting that. Like, obviously, he's not dropping 30, 40, 50 like we've seen him do in the past, but he's being a little bit more of a facilitator. I think he's 28 and 8. Like, pretty solid numbers to come fresh off of an Achilles injury. Jaylen Brown is going to do Jaylen Brown things, and you still got to worry about Derek White. So, like, this team, I love the story of the 76ers playing to get to where they are. Paul George is doing everything he can. VJ Edgecombe, and obviously I don't need to talk about, Tyrese Maxey, like he's their leader. But if they drew the Pistons, I'd be like, okay, they got a solid matchup. This is over in 5, probably over in 4, honestly.
I'm sure Boston will have one off night shooting and they'll steal one. It'll be a gentleman's sweep. The 76ers without Joel Embiid they just cannot compete.
No.
Plain and simple. And as much as we've loved VJ Edgecombe's story this year, the playoff lights were too bright for the man. Like he's a rookie. It's his first time in the playoffs. Over 5 from 3. The team was just in general horrendous from 3. They shot 17% from 3, 4 for 23. That's obviously going to be better, but when you lose by
40, 30,
32 points,
that's what I keep saying 40.
Even if the 3-point shooting regresses back to some sort of respectable number, it's too much to overcome. I will say this on the Celtics side. I still think I want to play devil's advocate on this victory, which is crazy to say devil's advocate on a 32-point victory. The Jays were phenomenal. Like you can't stain whatever the Jays did in this game. They combined for 51 points amongst the two of them. Some of the questions I had coming to the playoffs. Derek White's shooting this year there has been a drop off. Mm-hmm. He's been up and down shooting, and it's been a significant step down from the prior year and the championship year. He did not do anything to, qualm those worries in this game. 2 for 7 from 3, 4 for 10. So that's 6 of 14 from the 17 from the field. Not good shooting. And then as far as my other concern was the front court, right? They did play a lot of combinations to try to figure it out. You got 15 minutes of Keita. You had 14 minutes of Garza. You had a Vucevic mixed in there. They're playing against a Dembona and Andre Drummond, right? Not the most fearsome combination. It's going to look different as they advance through the playoffs, right? They're probably going to draw Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen in round 2.
They're on the other side. They're with the Knicks.
Oh, they're with the Knicks? Well,
yeah.
My point then is made. Karl Anthony Towns, and they'll draw their backup center? Mitchell Robinson. Thank you. I don't know why I drew a blank in there. That's gonna pose more of a problem. So I get it. Boston's going to easily win this series. I think we agree. The Knicks will probably take care of the Hawks in advance. We'll have the Boston New York rematch in the second round. They're going to need an A game from the Celtics. Again, Celtics lost to the Knicks last year with a better team. And there are some red flags. Front court depth. Derek White still doesn't look like Derek White. And the Knicks, by the way, a team. I know what you're saying Boston should be looked at as the second best team. You know who doesn't think that? The New York fucking Knicks. Because they're looking at Boston like, we smoked you last year. We ain't scared of you. Bring it on.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And they could have an off night, but these dudes are shooting 53s a game.
Yeah, no.
So, I hear you with the Derek White drop down and probably his percentage and makes. He doesn't care. He's still shooting them. And if you get 3 from him, cool. Yeah, he averages 12. So, if he can get 3 of them to go in, that works because Pritchard's probably going to hit 3 out of his 9. Tatum's probably going to hit 4 out of his 12. Brown's going to hit 4 out of his 11. So, it's a volume thing with this team. It's not, so I'm not even worried about their percentages. Their game is to shoot 3s. So if they just have you could play the percentage game, just what happened with Philly. They shot 36%, probably league average, but they happened to make 16 of them. It just adds up. If they're shooting 60 a game and they make 36%, it's going to be more than the other team that shoots 50% but only makes 5. That's just typical math for it. So that's how their game is. I'm going to say because of their offensive explosiveness that they have, that they are the second best team in this playoffs right now. Could it change? Yeah. Could they run into the Knicks and it get mucked up the same way it did last year? Absolutely. and I'm sure we'll probably go over the Spurs game next. But what I saw last night to segue into it from the Spurs was there's just times that I go, you guys look great, but there's gotta be something else. There's a lot of repeat type. Like if I can't get this drive, I don't know what to do because we can't kick it out to anybody to shoot for a three, and you got bailed out by Devin Vassell last night.
Yeah, the last thing I just want to clarify my point in the Boston Celtics. If I had to pick a team to win the East for my life depended on it, I would pick the Celtics. I'm not saying they should not win the East, but I'm saying if they were to stumble, there are some things you could pick at. And I don't think you could take anything away from this game against the 76ers as a case that they're unstoppable.
Yeah.
Spurs Blazers, I mean, Wemby's coming out party as a, first time in the playoffs did not disappoint. 35 points, great shooting efficiencies, 5 of 6 from 3. It wasn't I would say this.
The box score doesn't do justice.
The box score doesn't do justice. I thought the Blazers were feisty in this game. They kept it competitive. Like I liked what Denny Avdija did. I like this Blazers team. Scoot had a great game as well. I know.
Hey man, I was smiling. I was like, I wish he did this more often, but I was smiling last night.
Yeah, I thought the Blazers put up a good fight. It's just they're overmatched in the series. Yeah. I don't think I have a ton of takeaways. Like the Spurs should still take care of business. I don't see any red flags. From the Spurs side of things, top to bottom, I thought they played a great game. There's nothing I can really pick at. Like the one thing I was concerned about with the Spurs was like De'Aaron Fox has been kind of up and down as a contributor this season. He didn't put up crazy numbers, but he was good. Everyone was good for the Spurs, and Wemby was awesome.
Yes.
And on the flip side, Trailblazers, you're playing the Spurs. What are you going to do? I thought they had some of their young guys, their first time in the playoff, played very well. There was just not much they could do.
No, and there's no I don't think my expectations of a championship run are going to change with the Spurs. I think that they're that good and they have the player that can carry them, which is a Victor Wembanyama. I just look at that. I was like, hey, if Devin Vassell didn't have that third quarter where he sparked for I think it was 3 straight threes that helped extend. They never really put the game away. I know, like I said, the box score doesn't do justice. You look at it and you go, they won by 13. 13 is a very misleading number. 12, 13 area, you hit a 3, you get a stop, you hit another 3, and oh my God, it's a 6-7 point game like that. So 13 is very misleading as to I don't think it was a dominant win by the Spurs. And if it wasn't for, again, Devin Vassell in that third quarter with those threes, I was like, even though Wemby put up damn near 40, Blazers kept it around. So that's just one of those. I hope that it doesn't hurt them later. They should win this series handily. But I hope it doesn't hurt them down the road where you're looking for somebody outside of Victor to be able to shoot. Not score, but be able to shoot. Similar to what we were talking about with Cade Cunningham up north in Detroit. You got to have somebody that can stretch the floor for your star player, because at some point you're going to run into a team that can find a way to slow down, maybe not stop Wemby, but instead of him going 13 for 21, incredible percentages in 5 for 6 from 3, he's 12 for 27, a little bit less efficient, and he's 2 for 7 from 3, less efficient. Who's going to be that next guy that's going to help them score? And that's where I look at it and I go, I hope that they find somebody, because Champagnie, Fox, Vassell, Castle, and there's another. I don't want to say Harper, but I feel like it might be Harper. They are all very similar. They all can slash and get to the rim, and then when you get them to shoot, you're like, ooh, I hope that goes in, but you haven't any much confidence. I think there was a point in time where they put Donovan Clingan on Stephon Castle.
He had a tough game.
So he could just be like, you stay out there so I can stay in the paint and try to help stop Wemby. And Wemby was like, cool, stay in the paint. Pow.
Yeah, I think that's a fair criticism of the Spurs in general. It's just kind of that secondary. Who's going to take that secondary offensive load? Everyone can really contribute well. And I think the hope is that it would be De'Aaron Fox. But we haven't seen those big scoring outbursts. But I don't know how he was, by the way, just a random side. I don't know how he was an all-star this year. That was a random addition.
There's a lot of injuries.
I
A
know,
lot of
it's
injuries
like-
going into the All-Star break this year.
It's a weird ad. Just the last thing on the Spurs Trailblazers, kind of not basketball related. I really digged what the Spurs did with the t-shirts and the color coordination of the section.
That was dope. That was amazing for playoff basketball. Orange, green, and I think it was yellow.
Teal. I think it's like teal.
Okay.
Oh, no.
They had-
It was a yellow, teal, and orange. You're right. I'm sorry.
You're good. I knew they had 3 colors because like I even sat back. I was like, oh, this is kind of dope. Like I love when OKC does the all blue, when the Heat do the all white. The Spurs with the old school 90s logo and color scheme for San Antonio. That was spot on. Keep doing stuff like that for the playoffs. It makes it different.
I'm going to dig a little deeper and I'm going to rub you the wrong way in this one. I know like Staples is a, crypto, whatever, like that arena where the Lakers play. It's a historic place of basketball, right? There's a lot of history there, great players, Kobe, Shaq, all that stuff. And I know the same thing with MSG, the Mecca, right? Like it's historic. I don't like the vibes in those buildings. I think it's antiseptic. I love watching a Spurs home game with those people are so fucking into their basketball team. I love watching the Thunder. I don't like their team, but like the fans are genuinely insane and passionate. It's loud. The building is shaking. And also, like, not a small market team, another historic team. As much as I hate the Celtics, and I'm up here, when you go to a Celtics game, that place is rocking.
Yep.
Like, I love some of these viewing experiences and being there or just watching on TV where, like, you can tell it's like just the common folk that just love basketball. Then, like, you go to New York, just like, yeah, Celebrity Row. All right, Celebrity Row. It's like, come on.
It's all business with LA and New York, unfortunately. They're I don't want to say fair weather fans, but LA is definitely fair weather. It's just there's a billion other things to do other than watch the Lakers play. Like I'm a bleed. No, you're good. I'll bleed purple and gold. Like that's my squad. I am a Laker fan. I'm not one of those, but the average Laker fan, 1,000,000% is fair weather. Unfortunately, they're there because it's the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. It's not because they love basketball. And the same thing goes with New York. Like 70-80% of the fans are just people that just happen to be in New York and they love the limelight that it gets. And then you get your 20%ers that are like diehards like Spike Lee.
Yeah. I just thought about watching the Spurs presentation of the game. Just like this place is cool, man. When they got good basketball, place is cool.
There's no team. Sorry, 2 teams. I know we'll go to this one next, but there's 2 teams that do the playoffs right and will never be matched. It's the Heat. I love, again, shouts to the Thunder, but the Heat, the whiteout. No, hear me out. The Heat in the Heatles era with the whiteout, and no team is going to match the 16 Warriors. It's just not Oracle. Before that shut down, it's not the same where they are now. Obviously, it's 10 years later, but Oracle, I don't think there's ever going to be a crowd that matches what they did during their heyday with Steph, Clay, and Dre. Not even with KD. I'm talking when it was just Steph, Clay, and Dre. Like, they brought out the Warriors. You hate, like, if you heard that in the first quarter, you're like, all right, game's over. And then Steph hits a 3 and everyone just goes bananas. So, yeah, I don't think there's another crowd that would be like that in the playoffs.
I was going to say, you can miss me with the Heat. These Heat fans show up to their seats in the second quarter. That place is empty.
I'm talking about the whiteout Heat. I'm not maybe just that era.
I'm just in general, Heat fans just be showing up real late, and then
you could be right. I think there's something to take away with playoff basketball between like 2014, 2012, and like 2018. Like Harden was with the Rockets. KD and Russ was with the Thunder, the 3 in Golden State. Like the crowds that they drew for those teams, it was bananas, play style wise. So like maybe it's just that's what I'm thinking of versus like anything else or any other era for playoff basketball.
The whiteout looks cool. Maybe just like the presentation it drew you in. It does look cool.
Maybe it was. I think the same thing when Penn State does that, but they're bums. Random shot at Penn State.
I know that was unnecessary for the good people in Pennsylvania. Timberwolves, Nuggets. I think there's one more. I don't even know if we're gonna cover the last one because I don't even care about it. What was it? The Cavs and
well, I care about this one. But
Okay,
yes,
well,
we're
I would say the Cavs Raptors
Cavs
thing.
Raptors. That one I don't care about.
Okay, I would just really quick rat that out in the Cavs Raptors. Jakob Poeltl is terrible. I don't know why they gave him like $1,100 bajillion a year contract. It's a tough spot for the Raptors because Jakob Poeltl is a shell of himself, and they have no Emmanuel Quickly. He missed game 1. He's not playing game 2, so they're missing on like some guy who's just a spark who can just ignite for 4 threes in a row. It's not looking great for the Raptors. It is what it is. But we thought they were frauds anyways.
Oh, they got 3 guys that are the same player, so you can't really expect to win when you do that. Wolves Nuggets, it's going to be the best series in the playoffs, though. So I don't want to downplay it like we don't care. It's going to be the best series of. It's going to go 7. You're going to see back and forth, maybe 6. You're going to see back and forth, and you do that. I know we probably put too much stock into it because, like, man, it's just for looks. It's just for clicks. There's something maniacal about somebody losing and laughing, and not like laughing like chumming it up. Like, hey man, let's get back to like the okay. I got y'all. We all seen Training Day, right? Like, oh, you mother. Like, oh, okay. You think you do this to me? That's how Ann Edwards ended that game. Was like, all right, have your fun. Like, that's what you need, right? Like, you need somebody that's going to be like, no, I got this, guys. Like, I'm going to figure this out for this team because they don't really have much offensively, but he will carry that team to victory. He has that in him. And obviously we saw, I think it was Aaron Gordon played amazing. Jokic did Jokic things, and Jamal Murray continues to have his career year. Why you say that? He dropped 30.
Jamal Murray went 7 for 22.
He dropped 30. Don't care. It's playoffs. Percentages do not matter. I said the same thing.
It does when you lose. It does when you lose. It does when you lose.
Okay. But I said the same thing with the Celtics. They're just, you don't need to worry about Bruce Brown. You don't need to worry about Tim Hardaway. I don't need to worry about Spencer Jones. I want my guys shooting the ball. And if they shoot Kobe Bryant style 50 shots and score 60 points, they scored 60 points. I don't care. It's the playoffs. That they need those 3. They need Gordon, they need Jokic, and they need Murray to beat one man, and that's Anthony Edwards. So they better hope that they can continue to play like this because Ant's going to come out and he's going to average 40 for the rest of the series.
I would say this. I don't think Ant looked right. I think the knee's still bothering him. I don't think he's Ant-Man, like, put on the cape right now. Hopefully his knee gets better as the series continues. But you remember, man, he just missed the end of the regular season because his knee was banged up. He had fluid in his knees, some sort of inflammation. I don't think it's gone away. I watch him. I know what he's capable of. Edwards. I don't think he's 100%. I don't think he's 90%. I think he's more like 75%. He's still a warrior. He's still putting up good numbers, but like it's not 40 points. Edwards. It's not the Edwards you and me love. Like, so
still going to be a fun series though.
It's going to be a fun series. I will say this. I think the Timberwolves played excellent defense on the Nuggets. Like, I know you poo-pooed the shooting percentage by Jamal Murray, but like they were throwing 2 bodies on him every time he got the ball. They made his life hell. Like he made his he got his points mostly at the line. Like shooting from the field was
still going to draw the attention to be able to get to the free throw line.
And I know you like to shit on our guy Rudy Gobert, but like I think he played a very good defensive game as you could against Nikola Jokic.
He did a Euro on offense, so I'll give him that. Rudy Gobert, flashed some type of offensive bag for the first time in 12 years that we've been watching him play, and gave Jokic a little. It looked so ugly and lanky, but I'll give the man flowers for doing that and proving me wrong with having some type of offensive ability. But no, it's tough to see what Ant Edwards has to do to try to win this series.
I'll be very interested to see what game 2 looks like. Because I can't take a ton out of game 1. There's a lot of different variables, right? Ant Edwards doesn't look right. Both teams
I'm staying up for that one.
Both teams shot horribly from 3. I think I got 32% from the T-Wolves, 28% from the Nuggets. Like, both teams shot horrible, very defensive. Everyone looked pretty bad. Game 2 could look completely different. We could be talking differently after this game tonight. So I don't want to say too much because whatever I say might be completely wrong and blow up in my face after we put this podcast out. I'm just worried about Ant Edwards. Like, I want to see him healthy. I want to see the series go to a 6 or 7. But if Ant Edwards isn't himself, this could be a 5 game.
Yeah. He's gonna drop 40 tonight.
That's why I don't want to say too much. I'm just hoping the man's doing well tonight. That's all. All right, I think we covered everything. I like how we didn't even have a ticker for the poor Raptors. We're like, y'all don't even deserve anything. By the way, as I look for the closing take thing, do you feel bad that the Orlando Magic ended the miracle run of the Hornets? I know you were all about Bryce Young brought the city back. It is kind of a bummer though. They made such a push in the second half and it came crashing down.
What I would say is there's a lot of magic in Charlotte right now. So I'm not mad at it. And I'm not a Hornets fan. I'm not a Panthers fan. I'm literally the direct opposite. You can see my Saints banner right there. Like I'm the worst when it comes to it, but I can appreciate Bryce Young's story. People not wanting him literally in the league 2 years ago. This year, actually, they didn't want him in the league. So I will say I'm a fan of what they are doing football wise. I'm a fan of what they're doing basketball wise. Brandon Miller, we said that there was nobody in that draft that had the keys to the franchise. I don't think he's got the keys yet, but he's showing that he's a guy that you can build around. And LaMelo, if he can figure his stuff out, he shot amazing. They got another shooter, obviously, in Con. They're building it the right way in Charlotte. It's just when are they going to get that veteran leader that's going to help them get over the top? That's going to be the next move for them.
Fair enough. It'll be interesting next year to see where that goes. All right, let's hit up closing takes and get out of here.
The show is coming to an end. But first, it's time to get to anything we've missed. It's closing time. 1 segment, 2 takes. Now go.
All right, closing takes. It's time for me and Dee to get our last takes of the day out before we get out for the day. It can be about what we talked about, so basketball. It could be about another sport, pop culture, whatever we want to do. It's our time to shine. I came across this story today. I think it's probably floated around the internet a couple times. The answer is going to be no. But are you familiar with former NFL player Jason Brown?
Doesn't sound familiar, no.
Okay. He was drafted in the 4th round back in 2005. Had a decent career. Played, my math's right, 6 years NFL football. Made a decent amount of money in his second contract, right? Got paid. But he retired because eventually you don't live up to the NFL and you get kicked out. But he made a good amount of money. Made about $45 million in his career. Jason Brown, you know what he does now with his life?
I'm listening.
He wanted to be a farmer, so he got up 100 acres and started his own farm. And I got to get the exact numbers. I don't have it in front of me, unfortunately. But he's donated about 40% of his crop yield to food banks, shelters. He spends all of his time and resources doing the farming thing to give back to the people in his state, in his community. So I think that was a really cool story of a guy who accomplished his dreams in the NFL. He has enough money that he can just do whatever he wants. He's like, you know what? I'm going to spend my time feeding people that are hungry. So it's a really cool story. If you want to get more detail on it, Jason Brown, just Google his name, NFL.
I'll look it up. That's dope. And that's what these are for, right? It doesn't always have to be sports related. But that's pretty cool. Farming too. That stuff ain't easy.
So, I mean, some people like that. You jump on his tractor, do his thing, whatever.
Go ham. Good for you. Good for him. Great story. I got one, and it's probably out of left field, so I'm hoping that my Bluetooth works. No, it's a little different, but we used to talk about it. Let me see if it actually plays. Let me know if you can hear it. Can you hear that?
You want to talk some wrestling?
So that is a little homage to one of the GOATs, one of the greatest of all time. I actually caught myself watching WrestleMania this weekend. Watched both nights, night 1 and night 2. No, I got a ESPN. I got the ESPN Plus with Spectrum. But I caught myself watching a good amount of it, and good old Brock Lesnar is hanging him up from wrestling, and I'm gonna give it like one of these, like, damn, bro, like, we getting old. Like, we saw John Cena retire recently. Brock's hanging him up. there's just guys that like we grew up watching that you're like, damn, you think about it, they're 50, 60 years old. Like, that sucks. But Brock Lesnar, one of the greatest wrestlers that I ever watched, the Phenom, right? Like when he came in and he was F5ing people, and you're like, what the hell is this? Like throwing people on his shoulders and spinning them around. We saw him break Undertaker's, 21-0 record at WrestleMania. At the time, the youngest WWE heavyweight champion. I think it's been passed or surpassed a few times since. Like straight out of Minnesota. He was a Minnesota Viking, obviously, for a little bit of time. For those that are unaware of it, like he played for the Vikings. He played for the Golden Goal. I mean, he was a wrestler at the University of Minnesota, like Olympic gold medalist. Dude was nasty.
I think you're sounding short. He was not just a wrestler at Minnesota. He was like a multi-time collegiate champion wrestler.
Incredible. Like yeah, you're right. I'm not giving enough, but he also won the heavyweight UFC championship. Like,
it's wild, man.
A man of many talents. Like like you look back and go, good God, this was like one of the most freakish athletes we've ever seen in sports. So big shouts to this guy. If he's done, he's done. I saw him put his boots and his gloves in the middle of the ring. Him and Paul Heyman hugged it up and was like, hey, this is it. So we saw him go out and in front of Allegiant Stadium, and I was like, this. It's like you get emotional and you're like, God, like, am I gonna feel this way when Steph's done? Am I gonna feel this way when KD's done? Like, they're not my favorite players, but like we watched them for so long that like you feel emotionally invested into, like, it's over for them. That sucks. We ain't gonna watch them anymore. So shouts, grab a beer if you can on Brock Lesnar. Incredible matches from when he won his championship at SummerSlam, and when he did that shooting star press, almost broke his fucking neck. Like, I remember that. Just an incredible athlete and superstar in both wrestling, WWE wise, UFC wise, football. Obviously, I don't care if it's a joke or not. He made the NFL. Like, the dude was a freakish athlete. So big shouts to him.
I forgot. I knew the collegiate championships. I knew the UFC one.
He played for the Vikings, huh?
I forgot he did the football thing for a little bit. Well, did he just make camp or something, or did he actually?
I think preseason. Yeah, he got cut. I'm pretty sure he got cut. Like practice squad and then got cut. You made I don't care if you put on an NFL jersey.
He didn't play collegiate football, so like I don't know when the last time he played football before that was, but yeah, it's wild. 48 years old. I just looked up his age, and the thing about wrestling is this. While it's fake in the aspect of like it's not UFC where people are beating the shit out of each other and someone could die, I will say this. I'm getting to my point. It's not fake in the fact that like these people's bodies are getting destroyed. The things that they do to themselves in these matches, when you get slammed off a top rope and you hit the ground, that impact is not fake. It doesn't not exist. So like doing what he did for all those years at the age of 48, I can imagine like he's physically going through some stuff, and it's just like, hey man, I don't want to do this no more. It hurts. I don't blame him. So shout out to him. One of my favorite wrestlers, when I watched way back when I haven't watched in like 15 years, but yeah, that's cool.
We've nerded it out. Like we literally had an episode of just wrestling. So like that, like it's not like we haven't talked about it on the show. And I will defend it till I'm blue in the face till I die. Wrestling is not fake. It's scripted. Huge difference between the two. Like somebody jumping off of a 70-foot, not 70, but like 30-foot steel cage, or I don't know if you watched it, the highlights, the streamer I Show Speed, dude jumped from like the ring turnbuckle onto another, was it Logan Paul, the other one? Onto Logan Paul on the announce table. Like, you can't fake that. Like, you're jumping 30 feet in the air onto a human being. Like, there's nothing fake about that. So yeah.
I meant to fake as in like,
I know.
You know who's going to, when, by the way, not always, by the way, I don't know if this is true. Maybe you can fact check me on this, and maybe I'm wrong. Someone could call me out afterwards. I think I heard a story on I think it was one of the wrestling CEOs talking about, some of the history in WWE or WWF at the time. What I remember being told is that when The Rock fought Hulk Hogan was supposed to win that match. And middle of the match, they read the room and they're like, The Rock has to win this. And Hogan let Rock win. Is that false? Little
off. The script was for Rock to be put over, which is what we saw Brock Lesnar essentially put over. For those that I'm not sure what that phrase means, is you have the veteran, the star, the guy, the aging superstar, boost a upcoming superstar.
Okay.
And you have them win. And
I flipped it around.
You're good. In that situation, Hogan was putting over The Rock, essentially. And not that he needed it, but like he was like, oh wow, he's the guy in the organization
profile.
What happened was we saw a heel to face. Heel is the bad guy, face is the good guy. We saw the first time in sports history, in wrestling sports history, the heel and the face flip. Hogan was supposed to be the bad guy going into it. Rock was always the face. He was the guy, the good guy. And what they did, because people were cheering for Hogan, is they made the, hey, let's do this. And Rock was like, all right, yeah, let's do this. So Rock became the bad guy, which you don't see mid-match. He brought out, he got Hogan's belt and he started whipping him with it. He was trying to get him to bleed. And Hogan was doing all the, the holds that like the face usually does, like the good guy playing by the rules. And so that's what happened.
What I was thinking about.
What's made it incredible that the crowd flipped who they were rooting for mid-match. Some wanted Rock, then some wanted Hogan, and then those that wanted Hogan now want Rock. Those that had Rock now wanted Hogan. So that's what made that match incredible. It's if not it's not one, it's number two, but it's probably my favorite match of all time is watching that one. It's that and the TLC match between the Dudleys, the Hardys, and Edge and Christian. That WrestleMania 16 was probably one of the best WrestleManias.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying. I had my details wrong in that one. I knew you would get me on that.
There's certain things that we nerd up in here. Wrestling is one of them. College football is another for me. But and I know basketball for you. But I don't follow it like a dead heart anymore for wrestling. It's just I don't have the time. I don't have the mental capacity to. But Royal Rumble's on. I'm gonna watch it. WrestleMania's on. I'm gonna watch it.
I guess my point is while it's scripted, sometimes it can go off script as well. When makes even for a better product.
Yep.
Well,
we talk more about wrestling than we did about the Cavs and
as we should. I was laughing because we were like, let's do a quick show today, and of course I look at the time. I'm like, yeah, we're longer than normal.
I mean, timing wise, where's my ticker at? Hour and 20. We usually hour and 15, hour 20. That's not bad. Let's get up out of here though.
All right, get us out of here, right, man?
Hey, we appreciate y'all being in here. Whether you listen to us live, watching us on Twitch, Facebook, or on YouTube, whatever it is, we appreciate y'all. If you want to find us the next day, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever it is that you find your podcast. Websites at the bottom, perfect timing, like Shador. FrizzandtheGrizz.com. You can visit us anytime that you want to. I know you don't like it. I even showed the wrong wrist. I meant to show the watch. My bad. Perfect timing. Please make sure that y'all hit us up whenever you can on all these platforms. Take advantage of the TikTok clips. That is the best platform that we have. You can see all of our jokes, all of our takes, terrible takes, and people tell us that we are terrible at our jobs. We don't get paid for this, so I don't care.
Also, you can see me give the mailman a ring.
Who?
Carl Malone.
I gave him a championship last week.
Congratulations, Carl.
What the hell? Oh man, but hey, we appreciate y'all being here, deadass. We really do love it and appreciate it, especially as we're getting closer to this time where it's really nice outside. So please be a friend. Say something nice. You never know what it could do for them. Take care of y'all mentals. Shooter just got really tall. We're doing that was very strange. You raised your chair. Is that what you just did?
I moved my computer camera.
Oh, it made me lose focus. Make sure to take care of y'all mentals. Take care of y'all physicals. Take care of y'all chicken and y'all children. We'll catch y'all on the rebound. Peace.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again.